Hello there guys, we are back on Tomb Raider, but I did a video yesterday. It took me about an hour and a half, did quite a lot of progression, and it didn't record. And I've realised the reason I'm having these problems with the recording is my USB to USB-C adapter for my MacBook. So what I've done is gone back to my old MacBook Air, which has got two USB ports on it, so one for the microphone, one for the capture card, and I don't have to use that adapter because I haven't got any nonsense USB-C. So because I've lost so much of the game, I started playing again from the beginning, and I've got to the point now where I can start doing the video that I did yesterday, or the day before. The one I uploaded where it missed off the first 20 minutes, where Lara is a little girl. So I've started again from the beginning. I haven't done any of the tombs or anything like that. I kind of rushed through it, but I'm about to go to the point. I just pop in. About to go to the point where my original video messed up. So if I go on load game, that's where I was. This is my new save. So I'm about halfway along as to where I've progressed to. So if you've already watched the video where Lara is a little girl, this is that again, but without the piece missing off at the start. So there we go. I've decided to go on max settings, one with the jungle, from the very beginning this time as well. So that's going to unlock some achievements for me, which I wouldn't have got with this save, because I started on low settings and then increased them later after I'd started playing. So here we go guys, this is Lara as a little girl, and this means that you've missed absolutely nothing. Let's start. I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier the second time round. It really is. All of those puzzles that troubled me the first time, you just whiz straight through all of that stuff. So yeah, I managed to get back to this point really quite quickly. I've just been doing it this morning, probably a couple of hours or something like that, so it was very easy to get back to the point where I was before.
To claim her treasure, the adventurer Lara Croft must outwit the king, reach the Forbidden Tomb, and solve the mystery of the White Queen. The way will be fraught with trials.
Lara, are you doing your maths homework?
The adventurer should not dally any longer. In a minute, Dad!
Right, the thing about this, let me just go in the pause menu and I'll show you. Oh, not the pause menu, this menu. Mysteries of the White Queen, 14%. I'm pretty sure I can't get back in here. This is kind of like a memory. So on my other playthrough, the one that's now been scrapped, I got this up to 100% and made sure I got absolutely everything because I want to 100% the game. Now I can go back to old zones in the game, so I'm not going to be able to come back here. So I've got to make sure I get all of this. There were a few things that I kind of stumbled into, and I really hope that I don't miss them this time.
The walls of the castle beckon, taunting.
So let's crack on.
Looks like there's something up there, in the crow's nest.
We've got to throw a couple of these balls in here. I need another one as well, that's not enough, so I've got to go...
Test of skill.
Go and
Our
get
hero
one.
will need a bullseye to weigh down that basket.
I do like that, that slide. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I'm forced to do this again.
Beasts cross our hero's path. Hard to tell if they're bloodthirsty.
Ooh, can't. Oh, if I try and go across the beam, she'll drop this ball. So I'll have to go back up the long way. I liked this. I thought it was quite a sweet little part of the game. It was a bit of a shame that it was missed off my previous video, so I'm sort of glad that I'm doing it again. So you guys get to see it. I mean, it doesn't really affect the story, because it's just a memory, but it's still quite nice. It's still quite a nice little feature.
The treasure is revealed.
I think there's some treasure in that box. I'm kind of going to do everything I did before. I don't think turning this does anything at all. But I don't want to miss anything out. You got a really cool playground. There's a little tunnel down here as well, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Amazing. Croft has entered a burial chamber.
Lara, when you're a little bit
not been
older,
disturbed in millennia.
you'll go down there to smoke weed when your parents can't see you. I'll open up all this stuff that I'm collecting in a bit. I now have to chuck these at these targets. So there's 4 targets. And I've got to do that 4 times. I'll do
Our
this.
hero could shoot a fly of a cart at 100 paces.
Everything in here was quite easy, to be honest, so... Rabbit.
Deadly accurate, for the most part.
Where did my ball go? There it is. And there's one up on this tree. There it is. There's one over here as well. Right, so that's our challenge complete. We're on 42%. In a moment, I have to climb into the house, but when I get in the house, I can't get back out. And I really don't know whether I 100% this Mystery of the White Queen in the garden before I go in there or not. I really don't want to miss anything. I'm certain there's a couple of things that I don't have yet. I can't remember if I can look at this. No, I don't think I can. And I did try knocking those cans over previously with one of the kind of like kettlebell weights that she throws, but that didn't do anything. There is like a chess piece knocking around somewhere. I can't remember where I found it, but there are a couple of things that are part of the story, so I definitely need to find that chess piece. And there's also another letter as well, somewhere.
Oh, brave Sir Knight, victim of the King's curse, doomed to stand vigil, warning away others from the Forbidden Tomb.
It is a pretty cool playground, isn't it? I love the little tunnel that goes underneath. And there's a couple of things I haven't done up here as well. There's kind of like a beam that she can walk across, and she can go across this piece of rope.
Calls out.
And she can walk across this beam, and it's all stuff that she does as an adult, and I like that. I like the way they've done that.
Lara climbs out over a lake of bubbling lava.
It's just pretty cool. I can't remember where the chess piece is, but I'll go around everywhere. Ah, there's a letter on the floor here. So we got a couple of letters, one from Winston to Dad and one from Dad to Winston. So I'll show you all those in just a sec. But I need to find that chess piece before I go in. And I cannot remember where it is, but everything was pretty obvious. For those people that follow my Forza videos, on the video that I did yesterday, where I had to go and answer the door, and I answered the phone and I had to speak some Spanish, but it was really bad.
The castle gates are well guarded.
I played
There's
that.
a reason our hero doesn't use the front door.
There is. I played that video to my wife to show her the Spanish, and she was laughing at me. And then laughing that I'd been away from the computer for the Xbox for so long, whilst recording a video. Where the hell's that chess piece? I can't remember where I found it.
Fresh graves. The king does not take kindly to trespassers.
Oh, I can't remember where I found that piece, and that was quite important. There must be somewhere that I've not been. Maybe in here? Have I not been in here yet?
The excavation will soon reveal the secrets of this site.
Get a drawing there of the Jaguar, I assume. Something like that. But I liked the kind of nod to the original one. So you think of the original Tomb Raider when you did that assault course in Croft Manor and all the training, and it's kind of a little bit like that.
Locked away, but not forgotten.
And she has to release the White Queen when she goes inside, which I think I showed you on the other video. Oh, I'm absolutely refusing to go in the house until I find this piece. But I've looked everywhere, haven't I? I think. I can't believe this is my second playthrough on this particular thing, and I'm doing worse than the first one. On the first one I just kind of grabbed everything. The thing is, I didn't know, I must have just stumbled into things by mistake on the first one, but on this one, I know there is something that I want to get before I go in the house. So now I'm looking for it. Whereas before, if I hadn't have found it all by accident, I would have just gone in. I'm on 57%, I'll just show you through these. So that's the map that she looks at.
It has taken our hero years to piece this map together, spending nights in dusty libraries going through ancient tomes, exploring sunken ships, stripped of treasure, and chasing down any lead, no matter how faint it may be. If she can recover the treasure, our brave adventurer may prove herself worthy of becoming Lord Richard Croft's assistant.
So that's her plan, that's what we're going to do. So we're in the garden, we're going to make our way up the house, and then we're going to break in. So this is the letter from Dad to Winston. I'm pretty sure that the Winston to Dad one comes first.
Sir, I understand these last few years have been more than difficult for you. We all miss Amelia terribly. However, I worry Lara has begun to forget what little she knew about her mother. A terrible thing. I realise it is not my place to pry, but have you reconsidered talking to her about Amelia? My belief is that it would help you get over your tremendous grief and bring you two closer.
I wonder if they called her Amelia as like a nod to Amelia Earhart.
It has...
Wrong one, that one.
I have thought about it many times, and I'm still adamant that Lara be spared from this terrible grief, as you call it. Having her constantly thinking about her mother will only be more painful. It is better for her to be a child and not be burdened by such heavy thoughts. If you do not desist in this campaign of yours, I will not hesitate to terminate your employment at Croft Manor.
He's not happy, is he? So here we have a photo of
I think
Mum?
this is from when we walked the El Memsha. I don't remember much, except for how spicy the bazaar smelled.
Right, so there
Mum
is...
looks so happy. So does Dad. It's not fair. Why did she have to die?
So that's the secret from that photo. I've only got those so far. There's definitely more things to get in the garden before I go into the house. For certain. Where were they? Oh, come on, Lara. She picks up a chess piece and says, "What's this doing in the garden?" So I know I got it in the garden because she says that when she picks it up. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. If you see it, let me know. I'm not going in without it. I should have done it all systematically. I'm pretty sure there was nothing down here. Inside this grass area.
What was it Dad said? Carnations first appeared where the Virgin Mary's tears fell.
I think he was lying to you, Lara. I think that's feeding you some nonsense there. My goodness, where is that chess piece? Interested in something up there. I mean, you do climb up this. That's the way. This is the way you get into the house. But not until you found the White Queen. That's for sure. I'm pretty certain it was somewhere around on the on this. Oh, if I don't find it soon, I'm just going to go in. I'll give up on it. Just go in. Well, we've definitely done everything from here in that direction, haven't we? We've certainly completed all that half of the garden. We'll have a good look around on the climbing frame. I'm certain it's not like in the front area that's like the boat. I think we have everything from up here. Yeah, so we've got everything from actually on the climbing frame itself. I love this slide. That's just awesome. Around the entrance to the tunnel. Oh, come on, Lara, where is it? Where is it? And how did I find it so quickly last time? I just stumbled into it and picked it up and managed to get everything. But it will annoy me if I don't 100% this and then I cannot get back out here. Because obviously it's a memory and the chances of me being able to fast travel to a memory are probably non-existent. I mean, I should be able to just see it somewhere. Is that it? No. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry guys. I think I'm just gonna have to let it go. Ooh, please be in there. Small white donkeys, the White Queen. Oh, thank goodness for that. So, I believe I have everything that is outside. And the White Queen is this. So now we can go into the house. I'm not sure if there's anything else outside. I think there might have been another letter, but I really hope not. But she finds more things inside the house, so that'll probably take me up to the 100%. But as I'd missed that, it was very, very obvious in this box. I'll just check around here. That's one of those balls. For anything else. I tell you what, in Coombe Abbey, near Coventry once, there's a hammock in the children's playground, and I ran and jumped on it like this. Like that. And the hammock swung 360 degrees, and I smacked my head on the floor so hard I knocked myself out. And then felt like a complete idiot when I woke up, and there were a lot of people just looking down at me on the floor. So yeah, don't do that. Don't run and jump on hammocks. I'm pretty confident I now have everything, so now it's time to get in. Now this is the pod I really wanted to show you, when I didn't do it on my last video because I thought this was so cool.
Now
Especially
for the
because,
real treasure in the Forbidden Tomb.
I mean, because she's a little girl, and
Our
she's...
hero must be quiet to avoid alerting the king.
I love this. It's just such a nice little touch to the game because, like...
What does Lara have to do with any of this? She's in her room doing her homework.
No, I'm not.
She hasn't much time.
It's just so cool. It really is. I really like how they put this into the game. I don't know whether there was something I could pick up from here. No, there's not. Oh, I can't do that. I have to go this way. That's it.
The King's Guard will never expect Croft to climb the castle.
But isn't it cool? It's just Lara being Lara, but as a little girl. I think that's just such an awesome little feature. And I mean, this is dangerous shit for a little girl. It really is.
The castle tower is taller than she thought. Our hero continues climbing, looking for another way in. Our hero spies another entrance.
Have a look how high she is. I just think that's awesome. I think this is such a nice little feature.
Shoo! Go on! Young Lara confronts the extraordinary height and danger and pushes it from her mind. Almost there.
She's not quite as daring. You don't have to jump across any gaps or anything like that. But you can certainly see where it all comes from, can't you? It's just so nicely done, it really is.
She recovers her footing and her goal. Now, onward to the Forbidden Tomb.
And this too, squeezing through here.
These parapets are damaged. She'll have to squeeze through.
Very cool.
She's so close, she can almost touch it. But an invisible force field stands in her way. There must be another entrance.
The invisible force field of glass. This is cool. I really do like it. And this is like how a kid would play that would grow up to be what Lara is.
Our fearless adventurer has reached the summit.
Let's have a little look around. Croft Manor's in nice grounds, isn't it?
At last, she spots a way in below. She will have to be careful. Why do I do these stupid things? Shit!
Oh man, that would have cut your fingers to bits. And there we are. We've made it into the house.
Her audacity. She's close now.
I really hope I've collected everything that was outside. Oh, I so do. There's a lot of little artifacts in here that you can investigate. It's kind of like their private museum. I don't think there's anything this way, but I'll just pop down here to make sure. No, there isn't.
At last, she enters the Forbidden Tomb. Wow! By night the great bat stole the queen at 30 north and 90 east. From her pen she wrote her heart. With light, unlock her love's release. I wonder if the White Queen is lonely.
Right, we have to solve this little puzzle, but there's these artifacts all the way around the room, so I'm going to go all the way round on each one of these, because some of them are pretty cool. I quite like that they've put this in here, so I'm going to show it off.
A quotation from Chaucer. What is better than wisdom? Woman. What is better than a good woman? Nothing. Mid-14th century barding. Germanic, I think. I can't imagine how heavy those bardings were. Those poor horses.
We'll come back to this, because that's part of the puzzle.
I bet the poor thing could hardly see out of that chanfron. The poor queen, Maria Theresa, died a painful death, to which the king said, "This is the first trouble she has given me." The Sun King, Louis XIV, married Maria Theresa, ending a long-standing war between France and Spain.
Oh, we're going to come back to this globe as well, because that's part of the puzzle. And we're just going to look at the other artifacts.
This is Egyptian, an evil eye box. The contents were meant to help sustain and provide for people in the afterlife.
So this is all the Croft private
A
collection.
Byzantine scroll. Justice is the constant and perpetual wish to render everyone his due. Emperor Justinian.
So,
This is an old game. 2 shields and a white crown. Could that be the White Queen?
so that tells us what we need to do. So I think it's pretty obvious the way the game works. Obviously it's facing the other way and the White Queen's at the front. And all we need to do is put the shields onto the places shown on here. So it was a really easy puzzle. But,
The Cup of St. John. The apostle had been given a chalice of poisoned wine, but after his blessing, the poison transformed into a snake, and he drank the wine unharmed. The head of King David. From a shepherd to a king. Imagine that.
I believe that is it. So that's the quote. So what we'll do now is put these things in the correct position. We do have to move one out of the way, so I'll move this one.
Where are the
here.
white pieces?
And I need to move this one out of the way as well. Go on, Lara, grab it. And also, I need to move that this one into place, and then that one next to it out of the way. Now when I did this before, these pieces, I put them all in the centre because there's the correct amount of them to completely fill the centre square. But I'm pretty certain it doesn't matter about any of the other pieces apart from the 2 shields. So I'm just going to put the 2 shields in place, which will be a lot quicker than when I did it previously. But yeah, I moved all of those ones from the outside to the inside squares and filled it up. And then you have to pull the queen onto this one here. So that's what I did before. But now we have to turn this to, did she say 30 north and 90 east? I think that's what it was. I'll just check very quickly. 30 north and 90 east, and we're on 85%. So I'm really hoping that we get the rest of that while we're in here. So this is the 30 north. A bit too far there. There we go. And we want this one on 90 east. It's quite cool, this, isn't it?
With light, unlock her love's release.
Right, so now we've got some light coming down onto here. The next thing that we need to do... God, I can't quite remember. Ah, yeah, we go up the ladder. Oh my goodness, I hope I get that with a 15% from here. I'm going to show you
has
this
entered
stuff.
the Yatiri,
That is
a
awesome.
South American healer. A baby Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Imagine having this collection.
I wonder if it lost its mother too.
Right, a letter from Dad to
I
the
just wanted to
construction
thank
company.
you for your discretion, as well as the work you have done. The vault has been constructed exactly to my specifications. The final payment will be sent at the end of the week. The delay was due to an accounting error, which has now been rectified.
So, I think that's going to push us up to... we've got them all. Brilliant. So now I've not got to worry about looking for anything else, and we have got 100% on this little memory, which I really think I wouldn't be allowed to go back into, so I'm quite glad that I did that. But I'm going to show you the rest of the artifacts, because they're cool. And there's also some stuff from Colombia in here as well.
No matter where you stand, these masks seem to stare at you.
Some of them she has nothing to say, some of them she does.
Animal skulls, an omen of death, and symbols of great
A
change.
symbol of your future when you're wearing your animal school costume that Jonah doesn't seem to notice.
This is from Colombia,
There we go.
a Xeno chieftain mask.
That's from where I
I
live.
wonder if these eyes have seen El Dorado.
I've seen El Dorado. I did mention this in my other video, so I'm just going to be repeating myself for a lot of people. El Dorado is the name of the airport here, but also there is a reservoir that's in a what's an old volcano called? I'm thinking Caldeva, something like that. Anyway, there's one of those. It's full of water, and years ago, the ancient tribal people in Colombia used to sail out to the middle, the chief of the tribe, and put all their gold in there. So the Spanish conquistadors came over to try and get it, and the English came over, and they used explosives to blow up the side of this thing to drain the water out, but they couldn't blow it up low enough down to get enough water out, so they couldn't get the gold. But my wife and I went to see that, and it's kind of like a big volcano full of water, reservoir, with one side with like a big V shape out of it. So it's quite interesting history. Years ago, people just used to go there and bathe and wash their clothes and things, but now you're not allowed. You can go there and look at it, but you can't go in the water anymore because it's kind of like a national heritage site. But that reservoir is considered to be El Dorado. The gold of Colombia is down there. I also said on my other video, so I'm sorry if you watched that one, what the Colombian flag is. So the top half is yellow, and then it's kind of like 3 horizontal stripes. So the entire top half is yellow that represents gold. Then the middle section the bottom half split into two. The top of those two is blue, which represents the sea. And then the bottom section is red, and that represents the bloodshed from the English and the Spanish coming over here and stealing the gold. So I kind of like how they've got their culture in their flag like that. It's got a bit of history. But they have a huge amount of gold here in Colombia. They have the gold museum with all their artifacts and things. And also in Venezuela as well, the natural resources in these countries is phenomenal. But obviously, the lost city of gold and all that stuff, the legend of El Dorado, that all comes from here. So they do mention El Dorado quite a bit in this game. So I'm hoping they come to Colombia. We started in Mexico with the Day of the Dead. We've gone to Peru. She's talking a lot about Mayan ruins, whereas Peru is like Aztec. Whereas I'm hoping they come over to Colombia and we see some more of that stuff.
This looks Mayan. Is it Kukulkan? I wonder who those two dogs are. I haven't seen some of these artifacts before. An ossuary. This box contains the bones of the dead. I can't read the inscription.
You'll be able to read it when you're older. So yeah, there's a lot of Mayan stuff, that's Mayan, but they do, I think, I'm not an expert on this stuff, ignore me, it might not be, I'm pretty sure it's Mayan, it might not be.
This is the kind of armour that the conquistadors wore during the Age of Discovery.
Yeah, they called it
I wonder
the
what they
Discovery.
found.
So yeah, all this kind of stuff is the main stuff, so you get a lot of this in Mexico, but obviously they're in Peru at the moment.
A statue of an Ariki from the Cook Islands.
This is Persian.
This looks Greek? No, Persian. I wonder what she's... A Persian lioness. But someone stole her head. I wonder what she was looking at.
I have no idea what that is.
The death mask of Agamemnon, found in Mycenae. An African tribal mask, made of gold. Ashanti, perhaps.
Right, let's crack on with the mission. Get it, Lara.
The great bat swings unfurl. The knight's shield reflects the lightning. There she is! The White Queen.
Right, this is
Trapped.
the point where I
have to
realised
help
my previous video was not actually recording. I'm just looking now and it is recording, but obviously now I'm not using that adapter, I no longer have that issue. So that was the problem before. So it was at this point where I started my video from the previous one. So there's not going to be a great deal of repetition here. Go on down. And I thought this was a lot easier than I expected. You just have to move this. I was expecting to have to do something else, but as soon as you move this out of the way,
Now I can free her.
the ladder goes back up.
With light, unlock her love's release. Amazing. Her heart pounding, our hero crosses the threshold into the unknown. These are Mum's things.
The path was dark and is guarded by bats, said the Red Knight. The White Queen regarded him with a curious smile and said,
Bats! I'm not afraid of bats. I'm not afraid of anything. Tell me about this.
You and me are riding a T-Rex in Egypt.
Where's Daddy?
At work.
Amelia, this is very, very important. I cannot abandon my responsibilities just on the verge.
You are always on the verge. Your obsession is destroying this family.
Obsession. I'm upset.
You are missing your daughter's childhood because you're always in some tomb on the other side of the world. Why can't you be happy with what you have?
Oh, for goodness sake, you don't have to deal with it.
Dad?
Please, for goodness sake, you've got to understand. This is probably the most important one I've arrived at. Well, okay, what do I do? I have to...
Dad? Dad! Dad! Come on. Please, Dad. Wake up. Dad. Don't leave me.
And there we go, that's Lara's dream of her childhood. I kind of really wanted that to be in, so I'm sort of glad that I've gone back.
So, Silver Crown Mountain?
Yeah.
Wonder what the jungle has in store for us today.
Whatever it is, we'll handle it.
Hey, it can't be worse than yesterday, right?
Right, we've seen this before. I'm not sure. What I'm going to do is the videos that messed up, I'm just going to delete those while I upload these ones and just name these ones over them and that kind of stuff. So if you guys have been following this and you've watched the videos so far, there's going to be a tiny bit of repetition before we get back to it. But obviously on the repetition, I already know how to do the puzzles, but that's only going to be for this video that has just happened and the next one. I'm going to shut this one down here because I like that this is just Lara's experience as a child. But before we do, I just wanted to have a quick look at what we do have in our options for our armour. So this benefits enemies will take longer to detect Lara. I really like that. And this one is reduced noise from running, makes Lara harder to detect. I really like both of those, and I would like to wear this outfit. But I can't wear it at the same time as my favourite outfit, which, as you know, is this one. And this one has no benefits at all. So until I've got some more upper and lower body armour that I think is nicer than this, I'm going to stick with this one and not have those benefits. Bit of a shame, really, but I prefer this. I just prefer it. I like how she looks a bit feral and wild. I love the fingernails and the hat. So I'm sticking with this for now, but I'll shut this video down now. This is just a Lara's childhood. And on the next one, there's going to be a tiny, tiny bit of repetition, but then we're going to be getting into new stuff. And there is like some pretty cool little towns coming up and things like that. So I'm glad that I decided to start over rather than making another video saying, hey, sorry guys, you've lost 1.5 hours of the story because my capture card didn't work correctly. So hopefully now that I'm using the new recording system on my old computer without having to use any adapters, we won't have any problems. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.